Nvidia GeForce RTX 3050 Review. The RTX 3050 XC Black that Nvidia had donated to us, in the end, didn't come with a proper reference clock, 1777 MHz. But rather, it was stocked with the non-black BIOS from the XC gaming series, providing a low overclock at 1845 MHz boost. Nvidia sent us an adjusted BIOS and we have since retested every single aspect. However, our first set of results was recorded with that overclocked BIOS. Primarily, we are not primarily focused on getting a factory overclocked card. AMD gifted us with factory overclocked RX 6600 XT, RX 6600, and RX 6500 XT cards, and Nvidia has also sent some pre-overclocked GPUs before. The performance difference between XC Gaming and XC Black should only be roughly 2 to 3%. As expected, the XC Black ran efficiently at the XC clocks. You can manually overclock basically any RTX 3050 card to reach correspondingly high levels. If you are taking a glance at this review and pondering if you should buy the XC Black, all you really need to realize is that performance will be slightly lower than we present here, and power consumption would also be nearly identical. The XC Black has a recommended, which likely implies it will be available for purchase in small amounts tomorrow at launch. The RTX 3050 GPU from Nvidia XC Black is power and cooling efficient, with minimal features that are unlike its costly counterparts. It has a solitary 8-pin PEG power connector that should provide ample power for the RTX 3050, and whatever's supplied by the PC slot is a bonus. The XC Black stands at 527 grams, which is roughly 125 grams lighter than the Nvidia RTX 3060. Some of that weight comes from the 2 extra memory chips on its sibling, and it also has a functionally different heatsink with 2 fewer copper heat pipes. As committed in our Radeon RX 6500 XT examination, we've already modified our GPU test personal computer and gaming suite. We're now utilizing a Core i9-12900K processor juxtaposed with a DDR4 motherboard. We've also progressed to Windows 11 Pro to bring out the best in Alder Lake. Take note of all other hardware details in the box out. With the changes to our apparatus, the gaming test suite has been remodeled to practice updated and more intricate games. Even though we could have covered different esports titles and less challenging ones, it's not attainable. Practically all GPUs are suitable for games like CS, GO. On the contrary, we're pushing the GPU to its highest point so that we can observe how each card performs in difficult circumstances. Unless it is suitable for the hardware, we will not be running any tests. So, for example, we did not check RTX 3050 at 4K Ultra. For ranking in our GPU hierarchy, we'll analyze every card at 1080p Medium and Ultra. Additionally, the DLSS results of the card being examined in applicable games are included. The GeForce RTX 3050 centers around 1080p gaming, although, unlike RX 6500 XT, it can usually reach Ultra settings and even make 1440p with a playable rate of performance. We would opt for more of a worst-case situation instead of using titles that any GPU can run effortlessly. Therefore, we will begin with our 1080p medium assessments. To put it plainly, the RTX 3050 does not alter the status quo significantly. If needed stock was usual or normal, then this card would slot just underneath the RTX 2066 GB released 3 years ago. Examining the individual games allows for a broader variation in outcomes. In Flight Simulator, the RX 6500 XT was just 16% slower than its 3050 counterparts. Red Dead Redemption 2, Far Cry 6, and Forza Horizon 5 saw a 22 to 23% margin in favor of the 3050. The highest difference came from Borderlands 3, where the 3050 vanquished its 6500 XT iteration by 44%. This is likely due to Borderlands 3's propensity to favor more memory and memory bandwidth when configured at 1080p on medium settings. Having an official TDP rating of 130 watts, it appeared interesting to compare results from both the original and corrected reference clocks BIOS.